Hi everyone, welcome to the next NLP Journal Club video. Today we're looking at a paper called Towards a Human-like Open Domain Chatbot by a bunch of guys from the Google Research Brain team. The paper was published on Archive last week. And as you can see from the title, it's about chatbots, and in particular open domain chatbots, meaning we want to have a chatbot capable of not only answering kind of generic questions, but being capable of also utilizing some more specific knowledge about the question, or more general knowledge about the world, let's say. So let's jump into it. There's two main contributions of the paper. First of all, they focus a lot on human evaluation on this paper, which is actually very important for chatbots. Figuring out a good way to measure their performance is not easy. They propose a metric called sensibleness and specificity average, which shows strong correlation between with the perplexity score of their models, which is a very nice achievement. More on that later. They also propose or develop a new model called MINA about the task. What's novel about the model is that it's very big. It has 2.6 billion parameters, which is 2 times the size of the GPT-2 model, if you're familiar with that one. It's based on the evolved transformer architecture presented in the paper So et al. From 2019. You can check that out there if you're interested in that. And also the model is trained on a new data set of 341 gigabytes or 40 billion words mined from social media conversations. So going into a little bit of a more detail into the SSA metric, there are two main components of the metric, or two main questions that they try to answer with this metric. So given a dialogue like, let's say a person A says, I love tennis, and you have two responses generated by two chatbots. One response is, that's nice, and another one is, me too, I can't get enough of Roger Federer. So their metric has two questions that are posed to the human raters. The first question is the response sensible in the current context? So can you put in some scenario intuitively this response, given that you have this kind of prompt by the first user? And one could say that the first response, that's nice, is sensible. So one could say, of course, that's nice to this reply by person A. However, one could also argue it's not very specific, and that's why also they have a second question. Is it specific? And for that one, actually, one would tend to say that the response is not very specific, and the second response, me too, I can't get enough of Roger Federer, is much better and more specific in this example, because that's nice. You can kind of put it in any conversation, and so they use those two questions for their metric. And here we have the main kind of plot containing the main results presented in the paper, where they use this SSA metric to evaluate a bunch of different chatbots from previous work. Down here, Cleverbot, Mitsuko, and so on, those are previous chatbots. Also, they evaluate the MINA results, two different configurations, MINA and MINA base. And also they evaluate some human responses as well. And first, one nice result from this paper is that the best MINA bot achieves performance that is very high, almost as good as the human performance. And also the MINA bot performs, there's a gap of over 20% between the previous best chatbots and MINA. And the second result was about the correlation with perplexity. So here we have in this line the perplexity of different versions of different chatbots. I think there's different versions of MediaBots. And with the dots, you have the SSA scores of the different chatbots. And one very nice result is what you can see is that it seems that the SSA score correlates with the perplexity very nicely. This is nice because it means that in future research, potentially we can rely less on the human evaluation, but instead maybe we can use this SSA metric, this perplexity score, which seems to correlate well with this SSA metric. So more in the paper, they discuss some special approaches to the decoding that they use to further enhance their scores, such as re-ranking of the hypothesis space to reduce repetition. There's a lot of example model outputs, and I would encourage you to go and check those out to see, check out their quality. And also there's a lot of details on the human evaluation which they perform. So human evaluation is a big part of the paper. So that is all that I wanted to say today. Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe for some more content coming up